So expect both of them to be doing a little more. But it sounds like, Chris Richard was the one who really stepped in here for Ben Bloom and took it over. Let's see how that plays out. Brody Rooster with the $2 holler.
Brody Rooster
saying, I bet $100 on the Cowboys. Don't let me down, Carrot.
Carrot, I hope Carrot's listening closely.
And fingers crossed for you, because I
can't count on that Carrot.
I know.
You got to count the players around the Carrot.
Oh, exactly. We have a lot.
We hear you, Rody. We hear you,
though. Thank you, Rody. Appreciate the love. While Fiance as he gets to the leaderboard, I want to throw out a little interesting stat, and then I know Fiance has a few other things to talk about as far as the Patriots and our Cowboys. Yes. But in the first 58 starts, Tom Brady had 1,158. Of 1,088 yards passing. That's a 61.3% completion rating.
Oh, that's completions.
Completions.
1,158 completions out of 1,888 attempts.
So basically, I'll just read the percentage. 61.3% completion, 12,952 yards. He had 88 touchdowns, 47 interceptions, an 86.9 quarterback rating, 229 rush yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns.
And that's his first 58 starts. So that's basically what Dak has, right? Dak's played about 58 games, right?
Yeah, so Dak in 58 games. What has Dak done?
Let's see.
He has a 66.4% completion rating.
That's 5% more.
But he's made 1,222 out of the 1,840 passes.
And that's why he's up on the 5%. Exactly. That's the 5% difference of those couple hundred.
Here's the thing, though. In that same amount, though, he had 14,097 yards. 1,000 more yards.
Yeah, I mean, 14,000 what? No, it's about 1,100 yard difference. 1,100.
Yeah, so whatever. One thing that's kind of cool, though, is they both did have 88 touchdowns, but Dak had 34 interceptions to Brady's 47. So he had a lot less interceptions.
What's the GOAT doing?
His quarterback rating is 97.6, and here's the beautiful one.
Who's Dak's, right?
Dak's.
And what was Brady's? 86.9.
Now here's the one that I like the most, though. 1,137 rush yards and 21 rushing touchdowns.
21
for my quarterback. I just think that it's really interesting.
But look at Brady's. Look, I want to hear Brady's again.
229 yards. So
2 rushing touchdowns to 29.
The same amount of touchdowns in the air. Dak still overall didn't turn over the ball as much.
Right,
made more completions.
Completes more and
had more yards.
Has more yards, and also all these things are great. But the one thing he doesn't have at 58 games, Super Bowls. I think Tom Brady had a Super Bowl or 2
in the first 4 years of his career.
He got drafted 2000, then 2001, 2003, 2002.
But you know what Dak doesn't have? Bill Belichick. No, he's not a good coach. Forget that. Bill Belichick. I mean, again, no one can deny that he's on another level. Okay.
We had Jimmy Johnson who could compete. We had Jimmy Johnson.
Just wanted to share that because I thought that was very interesting. But let's go ahead and touch on
some news right
one or two more things. Since the round table is.
They're almost set up. The last seat get pushed in right now. Don't get any ideas. Anyways. So anyway, some context, guys, on the injury front for the Patriots. We talk about Patriots. That's our team tomorrow we're playing against. The Patriots, they had Mohamed Sanu, Philip Dorsett, both of their, they're basically 2 and 3 receivers right there. And these are the 2 guys that are the prime guys in the rotation. And when they run 11 personnel, that's 3 receivers. It's Edelman, Mohamed Sanu, and Philip Dorsett. Those are the 3 main guys. They got 2 rookies, N'Keal Harry and the other guy. Anyways, I'm talking about Malloy, or not Malloy. What was that guy's name?
You're not gonna make me remember it.
Yeah, Jacoby. I don't know. Anyways, the point is, I don't know. The point is, those are rookies. Those 2 guys are rookies, and they are gonna have to step up tomorrow for the Patriots. They got Edelman. He's banged up with that shoulder. He's gonna play. Philip Dorsett, guys, with the concussion. We thought he was training to play, but he has not been given clearance by doctors today. You think they're going to give him clearance tomorrow before the game? I doubt it. So I don't think Philip Dorsett's going to be able to play this game yet. He's still in concussion protocol, and they're really serious about that kind of stuff. So I expect Dorsett now. We saw him in the game yesterday playing like the 3rd receiver. I did it on purpose because of the concussion. He probably wasn't going to be as effective. He might not even play. So
Jacoby Myers.
Thank you. I knew it was close. So you Harris, Jacoby. Jacoby Myers and N'Keal Harry. Those 2 guys, rookies. N'Keal Harry is like 6'3", so he's going to be a guy someone that you got.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. We are going once they get done. Happy Saturday, late evening, late stream tonight. It's 11:04. Wow. I was not going to do a stream. I had a lot of things going on. Already getting ready for Thanksgiving. Out shopping and stuff all day. So, just getting prepared. Thanksgiving is at my house, our house every year. So, getting stuff because this next week is going to be crazy. The store is going to be crazy. My wife, she's a teacher, so she's off, all next week. So that's why we had to get a lot crammed in today, as much as we could. Probably maybe tomorrow, depending on how, the game come on. So I can't do too much tomorrow. So she'll probably be the only one going out, getting the rest of the things and stuff like that. What's up, guys? Appreciate y'all joining me, man. It's going to be a quick stream for me. As soon as I get my Cowboys family on, we'll go ahead and start the show. Sheila, hey, what's going on? What's up? DJ Cobbs, what's up? Mexico Ron, Robert, one more, what's up? John, what's going on? Cowboys fan 1973. Mixed It Gummy, what's up? King Kemp. Why Skip say, I think Patriots fan. Skip is back and forth, man. He that's another subject right there. Christopher Perez, what's up? Fortnite, what's up? Jared, what's going on? Like I said, once again, guys, thank y'all for joining me. I'm a little tired. Sorry, man. Had a lot going on. Around the page, hey, what's going on? Guys, we got the Patriots coming up tomorrow. Afternoon game, 3:00 game. So at least we got a little time. At least it's not early in the morning at 11 time to prepare for it. So that's a good thing. But breakfast and, get a little nap in, a little power nap, I don't know if we're going to church tomorrow or not. I'm not sure. It depends on how I feel when I get up. But, yeah, get up early, get breakfast going. And Q, what's up, big dog? Get a nap in and get ready for the game. That's going to be an emotional game tomorrow. I'm not saying, like I said in my video the other day, I'm not calling this a must-win game. I'm not doing that anymore because that's every time I've done that, we've lost. So I'm going to kind of flip it up a little bit, and I'm just going to act like it's a regular game. I'm going to try not to get too excited. The Cowboy fan in me is not going to be able to help it because, this is a major game for the Dallas Cowboys. The magnitude of it is so high. Probably one of the I'm not going to even say probably. It's going to be the most watched game tomorrow, period. And you got millions of Cowboy fans out there. You got millions of Patriots fans out there. A lot of the Patriots fans that exist now, or which I really don't care about, they probably don't even remember the 80s and the 90s. They probably weren't as diehard as they are now. You get me? Cowboy fans, we've been around through thick and thin, through the, 80s with Danny White and all those guys, and how crappy we were. Then through the 90s, the dominating team of the 90s, America's team back on the map. And then after the fact, the looking for a quarterback before Romo era. So we've been around a long time, So I can't speak for the Patriots fans out there. John Keeley, what's up, man? Do you think that? It's Brady. I wanted to save. That's a good question. Really good question. Mr. Gummy, that's a really good question. I wanted to say I'm waiting on the guys to come in, but I wanted to say those questions. But I will say this: I got a different feeling about tomorrow's game. See, these are the games that we really, I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood, but these are the games that we kind of really play. You know, this is going to be one of those games we're going to be like, where was this all season? You know what I mean? I just got a feeling it's going to be one of those type games, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to be like, where was this? Where was that last week? I mean, the week before, you know? The only thing I am concerned about is the tackling Dutchman being out. They said it was career-ending. I hope not, because hell, he's still young, only his second year, and that'd be a big blow to our defense because he's just starting to develop into a premier linebacker in this league, and still had a lot of learning and growing to do. And I just hope that's not the case with Leighton Vander Esch, LVE, tackling Dutchman, the Wolf. Yeah, that's a big blow to the defense. Now we got to bring Sean Lee in full time. In the past, and we've all witnessed in the past, Sean Lee is a I believe is a much better linebacker without LVE in there. I've seen Sean Lee in games this season. He turns it up a notch when LVE's not in there. So let's just hope that is the case for us tomorrow. We are all depending on this defense to get it together tomorrow and at least contain. We want to dominate, but we at least want to contain the New England Patriot offense and be mistake-free. Patriots are trolling us about putting Brady is. Oh, yeah. I saw that this morning. I got that alert on my phone. And I thought the same. I'm glad you brought that up. I thought the same thing. I was like, man, you're right. Tom Brady is going to play tomorrow. Just stop it. Stop it. Yeah, but everybody knows there's no mystery behind this defense. Everybody wanting this defense to step it up tomorrow because that's been kind of our downfall this season is the defense. They just kind of been keeping teams at bay. We need some playmakers. Ronnie Thomas, what's up, man? Yeah, we need to try to create turnovers and get some playmaking going tomorrow. I'm waiting on these guys. I don't know what the hell. Hell, I do a whole show without take my ass to bed. So I ain't got no problem doing that. Hope we get this win. All right, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not calling it a must win. I'm not going to do that. I mean, you guys can do that, but I'm not doing that anymore. That's bad luck for me, you know. So I'm not going to get on this must win bandwagon. The Dallas Cowboys know what they need to do. Alex, what's going on, man? They know what they need to do, and they just got to get out there and do it, execute. That's the name of the game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Yeah, you know me. Shit, I do it all the time. I mean, hell, they've been pestering us. I'm not going to say pestering, but, you know, they've been all day long. Hey, we're doing a roundtable. And once, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm here. So I'm just waiting. I sent the link. So that's all I can do. But I'll probably talk for another 10 minutes by myself and shit. I'm out. Oh, here we go. We got them. Let me get them in. They lucky. I was about nah. There it is. What's up, guys?
What is up, man? How you doing? Roundtable style. How you feeling, man? Number one. How are you feeling?
I'm all right.
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there. I'm almost 100%. Almost there. When I wake up,
at full power.
Almost at full power. Yeah. Hey, y'all. Y'all said y'all was moving.
Yeah, that's why we were packing. We were moving stuff all day today.
The only time we've actually taken a break from packing and moving and all that stuff is, you know, eating and doing these live streams. That's it.
Wow.
We're live on our side already. I see you're live on your side. I'm wondering, DCFN and DJ gonna enter the room today?
I don't think so. I sent them both messages and they didn't they looked, but they didn't respond back. So I'm assuming they probably not up to it. It's all good though, you know.
No good, man. Well, we're here talking. We're down. I can't wait to see what we got in this one because we got the Patriots tomorrow.
Yeah. So I mean, we haven't really been able to talk about this 1980, but what is your biggest, concern, I guess? And when I say concern, obviously it's not like we're expecting everything to go wrong, but what's the one thing that really concerns you on both sides, both teams? Like, what is it the Patriots can do to us that concerns you? What is it something we do to ourselves that worries you a little bit here? Because for me, one of the biggest things into this game, it seems like everyone on our Cowboys is sick. I just, or at least are recovering from a sickness. So I'm just hoping that all the players out there are physically able to give it all they got, And of course, on the other side, the Patriots outcoached, Belichick is Belichick. And, that to me is, the key factor for the Patriots. So, I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was just talking about this for y'all before we linked up. There's no mystery behind this fan base and what we're expecting from the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow. I've spoken all week, pretty much my live streams all week, about the things that the Dallas Cowboys need to do to win this, not only just win this game, but every game they play. Was move the chains on third down, scoring in the red zone, and penalties. Penalties will beat you faster than the other team. And I've said this broken record. I've said this over and over. That's what they feed off of. They are the San Antonio Spurs or the Highland Park of the NFL, and they feed off of momentum. They are a very disciplined team when it counts. I gotta give props where it's due. I mean, they are a well-coached team, and they don't have all the flashy talent, all the flashy superstars. They're just well-coached, and Tom Brady kind of speaks for himself, and Belichick speaks for himself, being one of the greatest coaches of all time, pretty much. Everything, they're not stupid. They're watching film. They're going back. They know our mistakes. They know our strengths. They know our weaknesses. They know how to. They're going to load up the box to stop Zeke and make that throw, and they're going to balance out their defense to try to contain. Even though it's kind of hard to stop that because we got so many weapons to throw to, but they're going to try their best to contain Dak Prescott because he's doing such a wonderful job this season. He's exceeded all of our expectations. That even Cowboy fans have bashed Dak and wanted him to fail so they could be right about him. And we've all supported Dak and knew he had it in him. He just needed the time to bring it out. And this is the season here. And this is without Zeke being, Zeke. And why Zeke isn't doing so well, because teams they've got hip to the game. They've game planned for Zeke, and they're ready for him. They say they come out, stop Zeke first. That's why I made the video the other day. And I said Zeke is still the best running back in football without the numbers, because look what he's done to the offense. Zeke is the reason why Dak is so successful, because teams have absentmindedly adjusted to him. That's just like playing outside. You playing freeze tag or something. You bait somebody your way, and then you get or your buddy gets to the base, and that's what Zeke is doing. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of playing hide and go seek. And now we know that Zeke. We got to get this running game going. We don't want to be one-dimensional and just pass, because the Patriots supposedly got the best defense in football. So we just got to be. My concern are penalties and not beating ourselves, because the Patriots will allow you to beat yourself, and they'll stand back and let you beat yourself, and they'll get their offense on the field and bloop 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 run touchdown real quick. So. Those are my concerns. Defense. That's number one. Defense they just have to find a way. I don't know if y'all ready to talk about Van Der Esch yet, but that's a blow. But my two concerns: defense and I mean, I got more, but those are the two most important: defense and penalties.
No, for sure that has been, as much as we might be an inconsistent team, our defense, possibly, they should be doing better. Mm-hmm. And of course, the penalties are killing us. But LVE, man, LVE. First of all,
how about the missed
everything you said as well about the Patriots? But
how about the missed tackles? I mean, the missed tackles.
That's what I think that goes into just the defense. The defense has but and
turning
you can look at that at
coverage,
every position,
kind of
individually, collectively, however you break it down, the defense has to do better.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to my concerns, I think that obviously Bill Belichick, it's my concern when it comes to the Patriots for us, because Bill Belichick will outcoach us. Like you said, 1980, we all know Bill Belichick is one of the greatest coaches of all time, and he's going up against Jason Garrett. So, I mean, really, that's all you really need to just quiet, crickets, because there's no contest. So if it comes down to a close game, the only way the Cowboys have a chance to win this game, if it's close, is Dak Prescott. And I say that only because he's the guy that's outperforming the coaches or outperforming the head coach in this situation. But here's a concern we have to think about as well. We know the Patriots, their concerns for them on their side is their receiving corps. They got two guys, Mohamed Sanu, probably not going to make this game. And Philip Dorsett with the concussion still has not been cleared. So when you look at that, you're looking at a situation where you're probably going to have, two out of their top three receivers out of this game, or probably out. Even if they play, I don't think they're going to be limited a little bit. But in the end, it's Brady can throw it to whomever. As long as they catch the ball and they're in the right spot, it's probably going to work. So with the rain situation tomorrow, because it's going to be light rain, it's going to be 41 degrees at kickoff.
So it's going to be like a slushy rain.
Yeah, and out, when it comes to 50 degrees or below weather, Dak is dominant in these games. This is facts now. So yards, completion percentage, he has thrown no interception. So he's been damn good. So that's something to keep an eye on. And I believe, especially if it's not going to be as rainy in the beginning of the game and as cold in the beginning of the game, why not pretend you're down 17 into the third fucking quarter? And you're going out there and you just forget the run. Don't establish the run in the beginning, because they are going to concentrate on stopping Ezekiel Elliott. Exactly what 1980 said. Zeke getting stopped, Zeke's lack of production is because teams have schemed to beat him and to stop him. But once they do that, Dak, they put it in his court the last couple of years. It's been a little bit of a struggle with the offensive coordinator or receiver by committee or whatever it may be. But this year, Dak has shown you with a great quarterback coach, Sean Kitna, getting his mechanics right, his techniques right, a little fine-tuning that stuff. Kellen Moore coming up with creative play calling. And if teams now take Zeke out, which is what they're doing, and it's not because Zeke is bad or, people always say, Zeke sucks. No, Zeke is the reason why Dak is able to have single coverage on the outside and man coverage, and have these guys finding openings, whether it's tight ends, whether it's receivers, whether it's running backs out of the backfield. And Dak he knows how to read the field. He's seeing things differently. He's doing things that Romo did in his 10th year. He's doing it now. He's seeing the field differently. So right now, let them get Zeke. Let them go. And listen, here's the key. If they start focusing on Amari Cooper or the passing game or Dak Prescott, then you run. Then you beat them in the ground, because they're not focusing on Zeke, and Zeke will get those yards. He'll get those big runs, and you'll see how that changes. I just think the last thing on this is that, we start off, the key here is we cannot – the Patriots, when they're at home, and they're winning at halftime with Tom Brady as a quarterback, I think they've had him there 138 games in New England. Out of those games, 93 of them, the New England Patriots were leading at halftime, and they've won 92 of those games. So when they're at home with Tom Brady, with the lead, they're going to win. They've lost once in 93 games. So we have to make sure that we somehow start off fast. Do not start off slow.
Said a comment here that I think you'll probably agree with wholeheartedly, a $4 holler. He said, I don't trust Garrett, I trust Dak.
There you go. That wraps it up. That Dak might get him in the guiding in the situation, the right direction, or in a direction. Moore is going to, fine tune things, but Dak's going to be on the field. Dak's got to dominate. And I think, barring the, the rain issue and maybe just a hard game to throw in, maybe that could be a situation for both teams. I think Dak, if he has just a little ray of hope in the throwing game, as far as in the bad weather, I think he'll be fine. And we start off like this. When it gets worse, when the rain gets worse and the cold gets worse in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, you're running to Zeke now. You got a little bit of a lead, and that's how you control the game. And that's how you control the game. team like the Belichick and Brady-led New England Patriots. That's my 2 cents.
I know. I'm going to add one final thing before we go ahead and move on to the OVE topic, which is, as much as we don't want to admit it, we all here mention Belichick. Jason Garrett has to come through, because at least at one point in these games, look, think about it. There's going to be a concern. There's going to be a time where we're going to be on the 50-yard line, or you know what I mean, or a 50-something yard field goal. And we have to stop and think about it. Or even
field
closer,
position,
maybe
kick,
even closer.
go for it. What do you do?
I mean, not even that. Let's say there's a 4th and 1. Depending on the field position, again, Jason Garrett has to at least consider going for it. And obviously a lot of that does depend on the score, the time. I mean, I'm just trying to say that if we're in that position, we have to be able to count on Jason Garrett to make the right decision. You know what I mean?
That scares me.
And honestly, I think in this one, there's going to be a lot of times where we're not going to be sure what that is, because again, what would you do if Maher has a 50-yard field goal? 50-yard field goal. Do you have him kick it?
Depends on the weather, but I think it's going to be. I think there's a game. This is a game of field position. I think this is a game where you're going to see Garrett probably elected to be more conservative in a game like this, or maybe nothing to lose. So what the hell, you know?
What I'm trying to say is that in a certain position, I just think that you do have to, just like where you have to trust Dak, we have to trust this team. We have to trust this offense, or you have to trust the defense too, right? I mean, what do you think, 1980?
Garrett's gonna be Garrett. I get what you're saying. I don't disagree at all. But Garrett's gonna be Garrett. Y'all know I've said in the past, the players are gonna have to outplay the coaching staff. That's what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to execute. That word execution on both sides of the field is gonna go a long way tomorrow. You can run plays all day, but you got to execute them. You get what I'm saying? So my thing is the approach.
Yeah,
it's the approach of the game. They can't go in. If you go in, and I'm being Garrett now, if you go in and saying, "Oh God, we're going against the New England Patriots. They're the best team in football and have been for over a decade," then you're going to lose, because you're already psyching yourself out to think that they're better than you. You got to go into this game, and you have to, being a leader of this team, or being a leader of an army on the battlefield, you got to act like those cats right across from you are just human beings, just like you. You know, they shit, they bleed, they get sick, just like they put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you. If they go into this game all sissified, and oh God, we got the Patriots, you know, that's why I'm not really calling this a must game. I'm kind of looking at it as it's just another game. You got to kind of psych yourself out like that, because if you go into like, oh damn, we're going against the mighty Patriots, oh shit, you know, then you've already, you know, it's already bad enough. The fan bases do that, but you don't want as being a coaching staff and the team, period. You don't want to go into a game like that. They got to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and put themselves in the best predicament to win this ball game. And that's being aggressive at times, that's being conservative at times. They just got to be smart and play smart football against the mighty New England Patriots. But they're just another team. They can get their ass whooped just like anybody else can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually have to bring up, first of all, 1980, agreed. And that's where I feel like the reality of Garrett is to kind of fall back and be conservative. But we also did see him try to have Maher kick a 57-yard field goal, which is what makes me scared, because the moment he chooses to not be conservative, I don't feel like line up with the reality of what our team is. You know, instead of trusting the players that make the plays, keeps falling back to the same old routine. But, you know, we had
a couple good comments in the chat.
You know, I know Tyrone Church is trying to say this, but Matthew, oh my goodness.
You guys saying about the red zone. The red zone.
There you go. Matthew Heron said, in the red zone, you have to go for it on 4th downs. You can't beat the Patriots on field goals. And I'm pretty sure they have a really bad red zone defense, don't they?
Well, no, I'm going to say, let me say something. On the other side of the red zone, when the Patriots enter the red zone, they are 46% of the time they get touchdowns for their side. Okay. So they either get field goals or they turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying? They usually will settle for field goal, settle for 3. My point is that they have trouble getting in the end zone. So how do you feel about that response about going for it on 4th down a lot of the times, even when we're close or in the red zone and, you know, and that kind of score? What do you think we should go for? Because I'm more of in a situation where you have a close game, and you got a battle here. I know I don't want to rely on field goals. Trust me, but sometimes you will need a field goal or two. That might be the difference maker in the game. So
I mean, I think part of it too is like if it is zone and it's a 4th and long and we're in a close situation, I think that changes it. Whether if we're up maybe by 7 and it's like a 4th and 2, like
it depends. Yeah, it depends on where you at. That's what I was just gonna say. I'm sorry to cut you off. I was just gonna say it just depends. I mean, that's a good comment, a good statement, or whatever. It just depends on where you at and how aggressive you want to be at the right time. You can't go for it every time because it's not going to. We've seen the Dallas Cowboys go for it on 4th down and do a stupid play, So it just depends on where you're at on the field in the red zone and something like that. Oh yeah, go for it. Shit, you're right there. 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Yeah, cool. But if it's 4th and a mile, no, man, go ahead and kick the field goal or punt it. The weather's going to be bad, so field goals are going to be bad too. So we just we want to get ourselves we want to put ourselves in a predicament to not have to depend on the kicker. You can't win football field goals, but you can't win football. They're probably the first team in history to win a football game in goddamn field goals. But you can't win a football game, especially against New England, because they're going to find a way to. You're going to go down and kick a field goal. They're going to score. So, shit. I mean, you got to be aggressive and you got to play smart. It's predicament to succeed. That's just the bottom line. Football news. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
What's going on, you guys? Dallas Cowboy football news. It has to be a Zeke heavy, Tony Pollard heavy game. They're going to take their wide receivers out. We're talking about Bill Belichick here, a defensive-minded coach. He's going to find a way to take care of Amari Cooper, who might not even be 100% in the game, 1980, my Cowboys family. Not even be 100% in this game. He could talk about I'm 100%, whatever. He was saying that last week, and he was pulling himself out of the game. Randall Cobb, Michael Gallup, they're going to find ways to take the ball away from Dak, right? So this game right here, you got to keep the ball out of Tom Brady's hand. You can't give him – the more possessions you give him, the more chances he has to kill you. You got to run the game, run the ball, and run it efficiently. If Zeke is getting 16 carries for 30 yards, for 40 yards, put Tony Pollard in there. Change it up. Hand it to Jameis Awaliye. Why'd you sign him to a 2-year contract if you're not going to use him this year? Get the ball in the running back's hands and control time of possession, and you win this ball game.
Well, I actually, leave me 1 second. That actually goes exactly opposite what I was saying, and I completely, like any other game, I think I'd agree with you on this side of things, DCFN, because Zeke is always, to me, the guy you got to go through, you got to run through, you got to play, use and make them come after him, establishing the run. But I think teams already know we don't have to establish the run. We got Zeke. You got Zeke. You establish the run automatically. So what I'm trying to say is it really depends on weather. I believe if the weather's really bad to start off, you got to be cautious about that. But also, Bill Belichick, I know Fiance said they're going to take out Cooper. They're going to take out the passing game. I'm saying, like you said, DC, but I'm thinking that they're going to try to – that Belichick tries to take – his goal is to take Zeke out of this game. And you get Zeke getting, 16 carries, right? Or let's say at halftime he has 10, 12 carries for 25 yards. You got a slow start, which means you probably got trouble. That's why I'm saying that
this comes out differently. I'm sorry, but the Patriots' run defense is, they're okay. You know what I mean? Like it's not the best, it's not the worst, but the point is that it can be exploited because Belichick is absolutely going to look at Amari Cooper and want to double team him.
Do you know who else was okay on defense? Okay, the Detroit Lions, and they shut down Zeke because they focused on stopping.
But the weather changes it. I'm sorry, it
does. It does change it, but that's what I'm trying to say. You have to be more. So we're expecting here a low scoring.
It's not just Zeke alone. It's DCFN said it in 1980. Said it. Hell, we both said it too. It's a 1-2 punch. We have to have Zeke and Pollard.
It doesn't work.
One doesn't work without the other.
I
Because
agree.
if not, Zeke won't. I don't think Zeke can do it all on his own, or at least
and Pollard
shown it this
is somebody as a dynamic player. We have to get the ball.
DCFN, I want to hear more from you.
Yeah, we have to get the ball in his hands. Tony Pollard. I agree 100% with DCFN about that. We got to get him, but I'm not saying in the ground. I'm saying it more in the air. I think you get him in the air in outside a one-on-one situation, man. I mean, in the rain, a little bit of a little chilly rain there. I think he could be a difference maker in this game. But I'm thinking more in the air. I'm hoping the Cowboys start off with urgency and got to get off to a good start. And I don't know if running scripted runs, non-creative runs, is the answer for that against Bill Belichick. When now he's going to have an upper hand, he's going to probably have a lead, and then he's going to force us to have to be one-dimensional instead of having that option later on in the game where let's just start off a little sooner, a little faster, a little better, and then can lean on the run a little bit when it gets a little bit colder, a little bit wetter out there.
I'm telling you right now, if the Dallas Cowboys don't come out running this ball, you're going to find yourself in a hole. And if it's 0-14, like it has been this whole entire year against opponents when we've lost games, if it's 17-0, if it's 14-0, you're not coming back in Gillette Stadium against the New England Patriots. They got to win that time of possession. And to win time of possession, it's all about your running back, period. Because if you give Tom Brady opportunities, he's going to score. And he's going to score a lot. Limit his possessions by running the football.
We agree.
Wow.
The only thing we don't agree with is that I think we should run and control the time of the possession later on in the game, not at the beginning of the game. That's what I'm just saying. That's my opinion. I'd be wrong. I'm just saying that I think in this particular game, starting off fast, starting off hitting them with points, hitting them in the air, I think that is actually going to be more efficient, even against a better secondary and all that stuff. We still have Ezekiel Elliott. If they are hyper focused on Zeke, down he went. If we're hyper focused on Zeke, if they're hyper focused on Zeke, that's going to open up single coverage for Dak. You got to have Dak take advantage of that.
If that happens, then that's fine.
In the first quarter.
I just don't expect it to happen because, again, why don't you think Belichick didn't already think of that? Like, we're like, I'm just saying, we're like 4 levels deep here, okay? Just saying.
And the reason why I'm saying you don't want to give Tom Brady more possessions, because do you really trust this defense to stop Julian Edelman, their running game, their screen game? That rookie Harry, that wide receiver, I seen him play against the Eagles. Yeah, he's no scrub. And I don't trust this defense as much as maybe some people might. I don't know. But this defense can literally lose this game for us if we don't depend on the running game. I'm not saying Dak can't do it. Not saying that. But what I am saying is Bill Belichick is the master at disguising looks where a fourth-year quarterback might not see or recognize what the hell he's looking at. And Dak could throw a couple of picks because we're facing Bill Belichick. And then I disagree with that thought of let's save that till the end of the game, because if you save it towards the end of the game, when we're going into halftime, it can literally be 3-24.
It could be 3-24 if we run all day. Just letting you know, because we go 3 and out on runs. And what are you doing? You're giving Brady another possession.
But if you're going, let's say if you're going 75 yards, 9 minutes, 9-minute drive, 10-play drive, right? That's pretty average. That's 9 minutes. That's not in Tom Brady's hand. And then that keeps the defense fresh.
9 minutes is a lot.
So if you keep that defense fresh, you could potentially get more 3 and outs.
We can do that. We can do that in the air too, though.
Look, I was just about to say, Pollard don't have to get all those yards on the ground because that's how Zeke and Pollard work together.
I agree with that.
But that's the point. Having Zeke and Pollard out there, using them, that's the point. We have to use them a lot in the first half. If that means on the ground, which I do expect a little more of, then in the air, or use them in the air. The point is that both of them, Zeke with the screen, we got a touchdown. I'm not saying immediately. I'm just saying that we can use both of them.
I'm down with in the air and the ground.
Or again, Zeke blocking as well. Zeke's blocking in the passing game as well has been awesome when he's been out there too. So there's ways to use both of them and still hit the Patriots hard, punch them in the mouth early.
Yeah.
One last thought real quick. I'm sorry, I came in late and I'm doing all the talking. I apologize.
Take it over.
We have a rookie offensive coordinator. The Jets, the Packers, the Saints, and whoever else we lost to, I forgot. But this is the real test for Kellen Moore. A lot of fans are talking about if Garrett beats, Brady and Bill Belichick and them, does Garrett get that extension, right? I'm looking at, Kellen Moore's thinking, okay, if Garrett does get fired, I'm probably out of here too. If I can have this game on my resume, I might have a job next year to be an offensive coordinator, because they know offensive coordinators make way more money than a quarterback coach, and Kellen Moore really wasn't that great as a quarterback coach. Let's be honest. Go ahead, 1980.
Realistically, I get y'all's points. Realistically, the Dallas Cowboys have to establish. I would love anything to establish that run early, but they have to be able to do it. Establishing run game early, it solidifies dominance. If you can run the ball on the team, they can't stop you at all. The run game is the bully. If you can't stop that bully, he's going to keep picking on you and keep picking on you. So offensive line, I know we're not on defense, but offensive line and defensive line are going to determine who's going to win this game tomorrow. Like, seriously, running that ball, you don't want to run it all the time because, it's impossible. But they got to find a way early. You don't want to take too much time trying to fill the Patriots out, because they're going to outcoach you and they're going to beat you. They ain't got time to wait. They're going to beat you quick. You get what I'm saying? So Cowboys got to come on with it tomorrow. 9 times out of 10, we're going to get the ball first, because they know they don't even trust their own defense. That's why we've been getting the ball first every week. So if we're going to get the ball first, we got to do something with it. We got to be aggressive. We got to find a way. Got to find a way to get that running game going. 1-2 punch with Zeke. I call him the Swiss Army knife, Pollard. I call him a Gemini man. He can do anything. He can do a lot of different things out there, and he has that explosive speed too. So alternating them guys, 1-2 punch, screen passes. You got to remember, the Patriots are this mighty team. Well, that's what they are put up to be. But they haven't really been playing anybody. You look at the game last week. The Eagles. The Eagles defense, I thought the Eagles were going to win that game, like early on. Their defense, there's no quarterback that can throw the football on his ass. And I said that over and over too. That's why I say this game tomorrow is going to run through our front, our defensive front and offensive front. Since we're talking about offense right now, our offensive front is going to determine. The offense and the run game is the primary factor of a game. If you can solidify that and then get that going without being stopped, which we haven't pretty much did this season, but if they can find a way to do it tomorrow, that'll be a plus for the Cowboys, because it solidifies dominance, that you can beat that team, that you can kill their front four, or front three. I think they run a 3-4. Yeah, they run a 3-4. They got a lot of linebackers, so they like to blitz. And that's why their defense is really fast and successful too. Because when you run a 3-4, you got more linebackers to deal with. You got linebackers that can blitz and go in coverage. So it's kind of like they're cheating almost. 3-4 to me is like a cheat defense almost. Because it almost seems like they got extra guys out there, but they really don't. Running should be a plus for us tomorrow, because they only got 3 down linemen. So Zeke should get 4 or 5 yards every carry, at least average. But depending on how good their linebackers really are, they haven't really played anybody. If you look at their schedule and who they beat, they haven't really played anybody. They're in the weakest division. And I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying they almost got beat by the Eagles last week. So they played Baltimore and they lost to them. So that was the first real team they played. So it's going to be a cat and mouse game. Coaches are really going to have to be involved, but the players are going to have to outplay the coaching staff.
No, I agree. So we're on defense right now?
Cowboys family, we on defense now? Where they at? I guess so.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah, defense, baby.
But I mean, hey, we're gonna say it, but LVE didn't really touch on it. Or I mean, I don't know. We might have touched on it a little bit earlier, but I have to say, I smell a little bullshit within the Cowboys organization because let's rewind all the way back to draft day when LVE was drafted, and obviously we're not gonna lie and say we weren't upset at the time because we were worried that he was going to be injury prone because he had a neck issue. Then
we were all there. We were all there.
Yeah, we were talking about that neck issue.
But you know what? And again, but we all said, you know what? We were wrong. Look at him his rookie season. Man, he looks great. He's healthy. He's balling out. You know, okay, we're wrong, and we're happy to be wrong. And now we're into this year, and again, we're still not. You know, we're still happy to be wrong. He's still playing, obviously not quite as explosively. I think just a sophomore slump. But then we hear he has a neck issue.
Right.
And then he's out. You know, we thought he was going to be fine by the bye week. And then we hear he's still questionable all the way up to game day. Then he plays. Actually, no, he ended up not playing.
So what happened was that, he got hurt against the Eagles. Then, Sean Lee played pretty much 3/4 of that game and did great. Then had the bye, expected him back, was not back. Sean Lee played the whole game, did a great job there. No LVE. LVE came in against Minnesota. LVE came in against Detroit. And, wasn't rocking the house or anything, I would say there. But all right, he did okay. But my point is that issue is still lingering. We actually had J Farm D in our chat, and he said that the Cowboys should be sued for allowing him to play these last 2 weeks. So I'm not saying I don't know who's right or wrong about these things, but my point is that some points being made here that now are coming to fruition. The first thing that comes out of Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, and Jason Garrett's mouths about LVE's neck flare up, MRI check, whatever, is it's not career threatening. That perked me up right away. I'm like, career threatening? Like, why are we jumping?
His career.
We're talking about game by. He was on the injury report. Now we're talking about career. We're talking about what about the season for? What is this? Is the season in doubt? I mean, we're talking about we jumped to career. So in my opinion, there's still something lingering there, and I just hope, I really hope it's not something that takes him, hurts his future playing football. For his health first and foremost, but. And hopefully not a bad decision by our Cowboys as far as injury-wise on him. But I'm not going to, they're saying he's going to be back in December sometime. And going to miss this Bills game too. We can guarantee that. I'm guaranteeing that. So, but then you got, you got the Bears game 7 days later, and you got a 10-day break. And you got the Rams. I'm hoping for the Rams. I'm being honest here. That's my thing. Without LVE, I think we're not going to miss much of a step because Sean Lee, when he plays on the weak side, and I said this last time, when we play in 4-3, move Sean Lee to the weak side. Don't keep him on the strong side. He's got to be able to deal with a freaking lineman right away. The other way, he's got a little buffer. He's going to be better. He's better when he has that.
Yeah, think of the way that he played in that Giants game, the way he handled Saquon. I mean,
it's dominating. He gets dominating performance.
Just let him do his
thing.
Right.
So you got Mike linebacker which is Jalen Smith. And then you got, not a Will, but he's the second linebacker in the nickel defense. And he will do fantastic on that. When you bring in Joe Thomas, assuming he's playing, because Joe Thomas, he got that illness, he got the flu, and if he can't play, we're in trouble. We got Justin March, and we got Luke Gifford. And we all love Luke Gifford. He's not ready. So you got to bring in a 4-3. We're going to be in trouble if Joe Thomas is not healthy and ready to go. But you don't move Sean Lee to the strong side. When you bring in that 4-3, you keep him on the weak side. And you know what? We didn't have LVE. What did we do? We kept him on the weak side, and we put Joe Thomas on the strong side. Joe Thomas can play all 3 spots. And that's the key. So Joe Thomas is actually the bigger key here, in my opinion, than the LVE factor.
Looking at reading up on that LVE stuff, I am kind of concerned because if it's a flare-up means what? Something that was there is acting up again. I'm no medical doctor. My wife is in the nursing field, so that's concerning because, and we go back to the injury, and the leg hit right on top of his head and his neck went in. So obviously there's some type of flare-up, and I don't really think he looked 100% last week either. So LVE's flare-up, as they're calling it, it's a huge concern. We're talking about somebody's neck. If you want to talk about somebody's neck, go ask Peyton Manning how important your neck is. But I think with Sean Lee in there, MCF brought up a good point about Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas will be a huge asset to this defense, I think, when they're running a 3-4 defense. when they're running. They've been doing a lot of 3-4 defense and using Jalen Smith as a rusher.
That's the Deacon defense, yeah.
Oh, now you're just making shit up. What the hell did you call it?
It's actually called the Deacon defense, and they run 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, not 4. Usually you run a 3-4. You got 4 linebackers. They run 3 linemen, 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and then
so you're running dime.
That's the Deacon defense.
D, dime, both with D's. I got a D.
Deacon defense. You got a D. Slide up in your
DMs like a hoe. but no. It's tough because I really don't trust this defense. I could talk about the Cowboys defense all day long. I mean, it's nice to see Michael Bennett coming in here. Already has 3 sacks. He had 2.5 with the Patriots in that short stint, and he comes in here. He already has 3, pretty much getting a sack a game. That was a good move there. This game right here is gonna if Malik Collins can have a good game and get pressure up the middle on Tom Brady. I really think because if you're double teaming Tank and DeMarcus Lawrence, which there has been reports that those 2 ends are the most double team ends in all of football for this year. Michael Bennett, Malik Collins, they got to have big games. And the sounds of the sidelines last week, Michael Bennett said, if this was a regular quarterback, I already have 4 sacks right now. Michael Bennett, you got yourself a regular quarterback. Go get you 4 sacks because we're going to need it. And my biggest fear is Bill Belichick's going to go back and watch that Vikings game, go back and watch that Rams playoff game. And they know when you go east to west on this defense, they cannot keep up. And if they do, it won't be for long. And that is one of the biggest issues I have with this defense. The Pert Squad, the Hot Boys, the chains, the beanies, whatever. Put all that away in this game and focus on 12. Focus on Julian Edelman. Focus on Harry. I'll be watching Home Alone. Harry. So that's where you need to have your attention. Take the playmakers away consistently. And I'm telling you, Byron Jones might get a lot more looks. Tom Brady isn't scared to throw the ball wherever he wants. He trusts his wide receivers to make plays. And there hasn't been a lot of times where his receivers has let him down. Byron Jones might get a lot of balls. He might, instead of eating popcorn on the sidelines and licking his fingers with all that butter on it and stuff, he actually might have to go play in this game because I'm telling you, Tom Brady's going to attack anywhere on the field. And maybe they've seen something in Byron Jones on film that no one's even caught yet because we're playing Bill Belichick. They look for the flaws and they attack it. And Byron Jones could get some looks. They already know they could pick on Cheeto.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would look for the Cowboys to put a lot of speed in the secondary because Tom Brady and Edelman is his go-to guy. I mean, they'll run the same play 3 or 4 times. And like literally they'll run the same play and it'll work. Because they're just that there, They like to attack what I call it the weakest part of the defense, which is the interior with Edelman and what used to be Gronk. But Dallas Cowboys are going to have the linebackers going to have to work cut out for him, and the safety is going to have to work cut out for him. And whoever the nickel, Jordan Lewis, hopefully it's Jordan Lewis, whoever sticks Edelman is going to have their work cut out for him. So look for the Dallas Cowboys to be in a lot of zone and just to be able to cover the field. And you're going to see a lot of safe, conservative defense. And when you're safe and conservative, you can't be safe and conservative and aggressive at the same time. So that's what scares me as well, because you cannot do both at the same time. You could either do one or the other. And you're safe and aggressive. You can either do one or the other. And this defense has been struggling this season through our expectations. Now, numbers, Jerry said, when top 7 defense. I don't know how the hell, I don't know where he got that from, if that even exists or whatever. I still haven't had a chance to look that up, but that fool got on the radio and said we got the top 7 defense in the league, and I was like, man, you crazy. But because these guys have been missing tackles. A lot of times, though, we have them in the backfield. We're there. We just can't make the tackle. If you go back and look at a lot of those yards that Cook got when we played Minnesota, we've had him in the backfield. We've had him. We had him back there, but we just somehow that first tackle is always missed, and they just don't know how to wrap up, and all that saving their arms bullshit and all that crap. I don't believe in that. Tell that to Mike Singletary or tell that to Lawrence Taylor. They'll cuss you out. But yeah, they're gonna have to figure out a way to tackle. Tackling is the biggest thing because they're there. They just can't stop them. A lot of times it's third and 3, or they'll run the ball and they'll miss that first tackle. And that goes back to fundamentals. Fundamentals can win you a Super Bowl and can win you a game. That's how New England's been winning every year. They don't have any, like I just said, they don't have any flashy players. They don't have any Ray Lewis's or Deion Sanders or, guys like that. They're a fundamental San Antonio Spurs type team, and they just win games. They outthink you, and they win games. They wait on you to make mistakes. If you don't wrap up, if you don't, pick the right plays and put the defensive coordinator don't put our players in the best position to make plays on defense, then we're going to lose. I mean, it's just they're going to pick us apart. So it just Dallas Cowboys got to figure it out tomorrow. They figure it out fast. This defense has been struggling all year long, and that's been the handicap, the Achilles heel. And they have the opportunity to prove us wrong, all wrong tomorrow. I sure want to be wrong. I sure want to be on here and say, somebody say, 1980, you was wrong about defense showed up. Good. I'm happy. But Sean Lee is it seems to be a lot better on the weak side, and without LVE in the game. Remember last time LVE was out against the Giants, and whatever the Giants, but he still showed up. So Sean Lee's got to step in the time machine and go back to 2015, 14, or whatever, and get a DeLorean, a flux capacitor, and 1.21 gigawatts of lightning, and and come on back and do something. So, but I just hope they can get it together tomorrow defensively, because we know what we can do on offense. Offense isn't the problem. We can get up the field. Dak Prescott can get us up the field, but we haven't played a defense like the Patriots defense. So, but the Patriots haven't really played anybody either, so we don't know how good their defense really is. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the key there too, because they haven't been tested. And so
actually they were tested.
Well,
let's talk about that Baltimore
test.
Ravens game, because one thing that I think that we haven't talked about too much either is Dak, and Dak being a mobile quarterback, and how that, the only mobile quarterback they really faced, they failed that test completely. So hopefully we also utilize that into our offensive game plan.
Yeah, but as far as defense, I know we talked about LVE, but I just wanted to say that I agree 100% with that slot coverage. Jordan Lewis versus Julian Edelman, that's going to be the big one there. And I think Jordan Lewis is up for that task, because he's aggressive. He's not the small guys usually aren't really very big anyways, but he'll be able to match up with him well. I believe it's going to be a great matchup. I mean, Edelman's going to win some, but Jordan Lewis is going to win some too. And
kind of the way we use him in the Saints game a little bit.
Yeah, well, yeah, but more just I think that he's going to be out there full time now, not like in the Saints game.
That's why I said kind
9
of
plays. Yeah, no, exactly. But he's going to be efficient. I believe Jordan Lewis will be, and it's a key matchup is stopping is making sure that Jordan Lewis can nullify one of his main receiving options. But you also have to look at the backfield. James White, Rex Burkhead, Sony Michel. I guess he's not really doing that good in the ground game. They did get Isaiah Wynn back as their left tackle. So not that he was that great, but he's supposedly going to improve their run game. Their run game wasn't that good, before they lost Devlin, who was like their fullback, like utility guy. So I think that stopping the run is primary here, and getting pressure on Brady. That's the big deal. I think our frontline guys got to get through that offensive line, who has not been that great this year. We have to get in Brady's face. We got to make him throw bad passes. We get a little like we know he's great. We know he's all these things, but you know, and I don't trust his arm injury. That's Belichick doing his Bella cheat stuff. But I think that Brady will be fine. I just think we got to put some pressure on Brady, and of course, stop the running game. Then watch out for those screens to those running backs like James White will kill us. Reminds me of Chris Thompson from the Redskins. James White, he will kill us. And again, you look at N'Keal Harry and you look at the other rookie. I forgot his name now, but the two rookies. I got the Jacoby Myers. If they take over, they're rookies. So we still got to cover them. Our Cheeto and Aaron Jones and all these guys, our safeties, they got to do their jobs. But the slot with Julian Edelman as their main threat down the field, and then of course the linebacker Sean Lee, playing like he did against the Eagles and Giants. I think a full game, he'll be fine. He has to. Him and Jalen Smith got to watch the running backs. Got to watch out those screens. Those little aggressive defenses. What do? We saw what the Vikings did to us, right? They're going to let us go down the field and they're going to throw screens. They're going to do stuff that's going to be kind of misdirection and get us out. So we got to make sure we stick with stopping the run, getting pressure on Brady, and let everything else fall into place. Those other matchups, we got to hope. Jordan Lewis wins his matchup most of the time against Edelman, and and everything else. Again, I believe will work out for us. At least keeping the game close. And giving Brady problems, but when you look at the other side of things, you got to watch out for. You were talking about Dak and all that. And I just think about their defense. They got Sheldon. What's his name? Rich Sheldon in the middle. Big guy, big one-tech guy. We're looking at him. He used to have been out there, but of course now he's with us. He's going to want a little revenge there, I'm sure. And get at Brady. But as far as their guys, they don't really have fantastic. They run a 3-4, and they don't really have a fantastic front three guys. Sheldon is their best guy on that line, but when they start bringing those linebackers up like Jamie Collins and Dante Hightower and Van Noy, who can cover and still be an issue, these guys they're good, and they're of course they're coached great. So when they're going to be put in the right spots to excel their best ability. Van Noy, he probably suck on most teams, but against the Patriots, he does their job right. So I think that it's gonna be tough. This is a tough defense. Their secondary is pretty damn good as well. But again, I think Dak is pretty damn good. And I think Dak, you said maybe you got to use his rollouts. You got to use that threat of a run. We don't actually want him to
go out there and run like Lamar Jackson. We just have to act like we might run him.
Yeah, like roll him out, play action, and roll out, and that kind of stuff. We do that stuff. That'll keep them on their toes, and you can still hurt a Bill Belichick-led coach defense that has good players that fit their roles right. You can still take advantage of them in the air, I believe, especially if they're taking Zeke out of the game. I think we can still do it. But yes, like DCFN said, they hide their coverage as well. They're tricky. Dak has to be on his A game. I think he can do that. I think he will do that. I think we'll get this win.
Well, I want to go back to what 1980 said about they haven't been tested, they haven't played anybody. Miss Fiance backed him on that. And I want to say, who have the Cowboys beat?
Yeah, right.
Because we lost to a nobody in the New York Jets.
Yep.
We lost to a backup quarterback that damn near missed a year and a half of football in Teddy Bridgewater.
Yep.
We lost to the Green Bay Packers, who didn't have their number one wide receiver.
Yep.
We lost.
That's true.
We haven't played anybody.
So I guess that makes us even, right?
No, they're 8-1. We're far from even.
Yeah, we're
a 6.5 underdog. We're not even. But any given Sunday, any given Sunday,
I hear you. That's a point about that.
I mean, we've also scored more points than them. I think our right? I mean, our offense, even in that's the same overall,
that's debatable.
It's not more points in that sense, but look at their last few games, because again, they did beat the Eagles, but they beat them 17-10. Even in our losses, we put up more than 20 points. I think in 2 or 3 of their wins against bad teams, so to speak, because again, we're talking the Eagles, we're talking the Bills, right? They beat the Bills with 13 points. Again, a win is a win, but that's not exactly an accomplishment to take home. Even Tom Brady in his post-game conference after the Eagles game said, yeah, we won, but we are not doing well. I'm not happy with the way this offense has been playing. So it just we do have a chance to win here if our our defense has to do their job, but our offense, I think, just has to outscore them, and I think our offense can do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
The Cowboys have to have more possessions.
Yeah,
that's what it boils down to. But MCF brought up the stat about our offense has more points than their offense. I'm looking at it like, well, holy shit. So that means special teams must have scored for them to win games. Their defense must have scored for them to win games, which tells me that they have pieces to make up for their bad offensive plays. Mm-hmm. So not only do we have to watch the defense, not only do we have to watch their offense, our special teams ain't that good. Our special teams been giving up kick return coverage, punt return coverage, like it's free candy on Halloween. So that's a whole nother element that we have to go look at and try to execute correctly. Because if their special teams can put up points and they're 8-1, and our offense, who a 6-4 Cowboys team, has more points, a number one offensive lead, offense in the league, right? And they're sitting there at 8-1. That's kind of scary to me. That's not a good stat for me to be like, oh well, we got this. That's like, oh shit, we got to watch more ground. We got to cover more ground.
I don't think anyone goes into a game against the Patriots feeling comfortable. So,
my point is, I think we have a shot. That's what we need.
Yeah,
and players outplay the coaches. That's a shot.
You have to. That's like I said earlier, man. I mean, you have to look at this as just being another team. You can't look at this, but it's the Patriots. We gotta. If we're thinking like we're already thinking like that, we can't have the coaching staff thinking like that. We can't. These are Patriots. We gotta. They just gotta. This is another team that we're facing, and we gotta beat them. That's just the bottom line. We gotta figure out a way to beat them. We have to put our players in the best position to beat them. Players are gonna have to outplay the coaching staff, and we just gotta do our thing, regardless on who we're playing against. We got to get out there and execute. Dak Prescott's got to get out there and do his thing. Amari Cooper, Gallup, Cobb, whomever, Jarwin, Witten, they got to move the chain. Witten got to, hit Witten on the third down, move the chains. Just got to get out there, man, and do it. Defense got to step it up. And that's just the bottom line. Right now, I don't really give a damn who they are. That don't matter. Once you get on that field and look that player eye to eye, it's mano against mano. I don't give a damn how many Super Bowls you got. They got 6, we got 5. We right behind them. So, it is what it is. And that's the kind of attitude that I hope the Dallas Cowboys have going into that game tomorrow. Don't give a F about who they are and what their record is. Just put them on their ass. There's no quarterback in history that can throw the ball on his ass. And once you do that, I watched the Philadelphia Eagles do it last week, and they could have won that game if they, would have stayed consistent with it. But I'm glad they didn't. But it's the coaches have to figure out, watch those games, find out their weaknesses. Every team has a weakness, and they just have to fill it out, find it out real fast, and damn near pretty much be mistake free. Because the Patriots feed off of that kind of stuff. They love when you make mistakes because they'll turn right back around and turn your mistake into their touchdown. And that's what we don't want. And that's a confidence drainer. You know how the Cowboys get when they get behind. Confidence just shoot. Everybody be on the damn sideline with their heads down and stuff like that. We don't need that. We want to stay confident, stay consistent, stay aggressive at the right times. Don't overdo it. Just play the game, be smart, and that's it. Win the game.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And as far as these reports, the Bill Belichick kind of way of doing things. They listed Tom Brady's questionable. They listed one of the McCourtney twins as questionable. They were on the injury report, right? While Mohamed Sanu was like missing practices and didn't go practice the whole week. Philip Dorsett with a concussion. He had an ankle injury. Philip Dorsett, the other receiver, has a concussion. The root question. Everyone's questionable, right? Philip Dorsett's still in the concussion protocol. So that's something that that's a real injury, I'd say. And Mohamed Sanu, some people are saying he's ruled out, but He's actually saying today that he feels a lot better about the ankle injury, and he wants to see, he's going to make a diagnosis tomorrow. It's going to be game time kind of situation. But I see that as a flip of a Bill Belichick situation. He's the type of guy that says, Sanu, let them know that you're doing better. So the Cowboys start to game plan for you a little bit. Maybe they start taking a little more effort to game plan against you, a guy who they know is not going to probably play tomorrow. So I leave that those little things are things Belichick does, and you got to always be aware. Just plan for everything, plan for everyone, and you do that. You really it makes things a little more difficult for you. That's what Belichick tries to do. These mind games, and he's great at doing that. I mean that's one of the things that you really can't help, but you can at least see it coming if you're looking at it with the right. Some people are saying that they're making the biggest news about Tom Brady's right arm. I just don't buy it. I completely do not buy any of the injuries they're selling us, except for the ones they're trying to sell us that they're doing okay, which is Muhammad Sanu. So we'll wait and see on that. That's interesting to see what happens. In the end, I don't care. I say take them on full strength and let the chips fall where they may. Better team wins. That's star over everything.
I don't even know how to top what you guys just said. I agree with it 1,000%. But someone put in the comment section, do we really trust this Cowboys team? And he wasn't talking about the panel; he was talking about everybody just in general.
Yeah.
I trust this Cowboys team to a certain extent, if that makes any sense, because they've let me down a lot in my 29 years on Earth. And I always said, if I was to die, I want the Cowboys to be my pallbearers so they can let me down one last time.
Right.
But no, it's hard to trust them. It's almost like they cheat on me when they lose. And I want them to win. I want them to win every game. I want them to go 16-0 every year. And obviously, it's the NFL. You're going to lose, and you're going to lose. But it's not the losing portion that makes me have trust issues. It's how we lose.
Yeah,
where I have trust issues.
Yeah,
and we've lost a lot of games.
We should
single-handedly by our head coach, single-handedly by our offensive coordinator. And we've seen it time and time again in 9 years under Jason Garrett. And but every Sunday when that clock is on first quarter with 15 minutes to go, it is war. They have my full attention. My kids are sitting there watching it with me. My wife is sitting there watching it with me. Right now, I don't trust them. But when that game starts, and Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are in there announcing this damn game, they got my full attention. They got my eyeballs. They got me for 3.5 hours. And it's up to them to see if they even trust themselves, trust the man next to them, trust the man behind them, trust the man calling the plays in the helmet. If they can do that, they can win this ball game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's hard to trust a team with no defense. He's DCFM spot on that one. It's hard to trust a team with no defense. We've had defensive spurts here and there. Everything is so inconsistent. Defense wins ball games. We've lost games, and our offensive stats have been better than the other team. Look, we got the number one offense in the league, and we're 6-4. So that's a prime example right there that defense wins ball games. Defense really has to find a way. Like, seriously, offense is doing what they can. They're getting downfield and boom, 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 getting in, getting the red zone and scoring. Dak's doing his thing. Dak's defying the odds. Dak has silenced the critics, literally. We at times were pissed off at Dak. Oh, Dak, but it's football. It happens, and some people have criticized Dak more than others, but he's shown that can be I hate to say it, but an elite quarterback in this league. Probably not all the way 100% there yet, but he's on his way if he keeps playing like he's playing. We just gotta It'll be nice. It'll be really, really nice to do this against the Patriots tomorrow. It'd be really nice, like, because all season, you know, we've like DCFN said earlier, we really haven't beat a real team. If you think about it, every team we've lost against, every game we've lost, has been a stupid loss. The Saints, stupid loss, should have won that game. Fumbles, turnovers. They beat us with field goals. Should have won that game. The Jets could have won that game. We could have rounded up 11 guys outside somewhere and beat the Jets. Should have won that game. Stupid loss. I don't give a damn how many players were injured. We just should have won that game. Green Bay, that was a winnable game too. You know, even though they had the mighty Aaron Rodgers, but still a winnable game. But, you know, and then especially the damn Viking game. We were right there, within 10 yards. And they go to Zeke 3 times. 3. And that's coaching. I mean, you can't win you can't lose no more stupid than that. So every game we've lost, we lost it ourselves. We've done something stupid to lose it. So, you know, like Q Child said in the comment section, if it's a close game, we're the kings at finding a way to lose. We love to find a way. Finding a way. That could be a book, Dallas Cowboys, where they like to find a way to lose. And it's just been like that for years. And winning this game tomorrow would mean a lot. It would get a lot of people off our backs, get the monkey off our back by beating a real team. Now, if we do win, you get ready to hear, well, the Patriots haven't been doing so good. They're 9-1. But all of a sudden, the Patriots haven't been doing so good this season. So that's why Dallas Cowboys win. Be ready to hear that if we beat them. You get what I'm saying? They're going to try to downplay Tom Brady and the Patriots, you know. So us beating them won't look so good because nobody on earth likes to see the Dallas Cowboys win at all. You notice how many people be in the comment section when we're live, when we lose. I have almost 1,000 people in the chat, you know what I'm saying? But when we win, maybe 100, 200, maybe, if I'm lucky. You know what I mean? So it's just like people love to see, and that's why we're the #1 team in America, because of that reason right there. So winning this game tomorrow will really mean a lot to the Cowboys. There have been a million videos by different video makers about how to beat the Patriots and what we need to do and how we need to do it. It's really how they need to do it, because we're not playing, they are. You get what I'm saying? So everybody has their own opinion, but the only thing you can do to beat the Patriots is one thing, is just win. I don't give a damn how many film sessions you put up. I don't give a damn who can run a route this way and do that. And, if you critique this and critique that, they just got to find a way to win the game tomorrow. Penalties. If you want to do that, you'll lose. If the Cowboys start with the penalties being stupid, you're gonna lose, because the Patriots are a well-coached team. They're a finely tuned organization. They feed off of that. I've said that a million times, but you know, the Cowboys, we have a good chance. We have a really good chance tomorrow. I think our offense is better than theirs. I really do. Seriously. I think we're better. We got more weapons than they do. And we don't have the #1 ranked offense for no reason, you know. So it's just the defense. That's why we're inconsistent. That's why we're kind of like, oh shit. We're happy. We're excited about the game tomorrow. We want to beat the Patriots. But then again, deep in the back of our minds, we got a feeling the Cowboys are going to do something stupid to, you know, bait us in and then fuck it up. You get what that's what DCFN was just talking about, really. So, but those are my 2 cents. Use it wisely.
Oh, so
I mean,
you kind of closed it out.
Not sure what to say.
Closing right there,
guys. We're all hoping for the Cowboys to win, and let's hope we do it. So, with that said, hopefully most of you guys already know who we are, my Cowboys family. You guys can find us YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the social medias and all that. Of course, we go live every day. We're going to be live tomorrow during the game. So if you want to come hang with us. But why we do what we do.
Why is that, baby? Go Cowboys, baby. You know the deal. Hell yeah.
Yes,
hey, we're ready for this game tomorrow.
Everything.
We're ready for this game tomorrow. No joke. And I everything you guys said, we second.
Yeah,
when it comes to this game tomorrow.
I'm almost at 1980 when it comes to like the score predictions and all that, because every single time, like I don't know. I just want to win. That's the one stat to me that matters. But I will say my one bold prediction is I do think we will get at least a fumble or an interception. Obviously, I think a fumble is a little more likely. It is Tom Brady, but the possibility is there more so because honestly, lots of rookie wide receivers. To me, it's like we have veteran wide receivers out here causing interceptions because they're not doing their job. So maybe again, Tom Brady's the one doing his job, but will the receivers match it up? So I think our defense can hopefully take advantage of that. That'll help make them shine. And like DCFS said, put the ball right back into the offense's hands where we win the game. Succeed.
More possessions for us, less for
Fingers
Brady.
Crossed.
I'm thinking my bold prediction, I'm going to say, just I kind of said it already, and that is going to be, we're going to go, and I believe to really have a chance to take control of this game, you got to go strong in the beginning. You got to go hard in the beginning. You got to go in the air. You got to be creative when you run. You can't be scripted plays tomorrow. If you run scripted plays and you run the ball, we will be stopped. Not Zeke. Nobody. He don't have wings because he got him $90 million. He can't just fly into the end zone. So they will. Belichick of all people is going to find a way to stop Zeke. So I believe that we got to get them off their expectations. And I think that's the key. Is we do that. We start off not slow. We start off fast, strong, and ready to go. I think that's going to. We can figure out how to use Zeke later when it comes a little easier. But that to me is the thing. I think Dak, even with the weather, goes over 300 yards. I think we score more points than them, and I think we can get close to 30. Let's just put it there. I'm going to say that close to 30 for the win.
Cleveland Brown asked if you were stuck on a desert island and you had to be on that island for a year, and your co-pilot on that island was A, Jason Garrett, or B, Skip Bayless. Who would you choose? I would pick Skip Bayless because Jason Garrett thinks he knows it all. And when people think they know it all, I've seen scary movies. The guys that think they know it all, they die first. So I want somebody that's actually going to talk and debate things out. So give me Skip Bayless on that island because Jason Garrett's going to get us killed. He's going to say, that's a right kind of shark fin. We should go get him. And the next thing we know, he's eaten by a shark. And then I seen I did it on my own Facebook too, the 10-year challenge. And I put up a picture of 19-year-old DCFN, and I put up a picture of 2019 DCFN, and I noticed something. I gotten older, and I gotten fatter in 2 years. Ain't nothing else fucking changed but that. Older, fatter. Potato chips, no gym. That's what happened. Dallas Cowboy Football News on YouTube. Dallas Cowboy Football News on Facebook. DCF News 1 on Twitter. And if you want to get wiser and fatter with me, slide in my DMs like a hoe. Let's go get this W, guys. Let's go get this W.
Atta boy. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Woo. Hey, guys, wow. Cowboys and Patriots at Foxborough. Tough place to play. Intimidating place to play. If you think about it like that. We got a tough one tomorrow. This is one of those games where, like I said, I'm not calling it a must-win, but this is one of those games the Dallas Cowboys, they know what they need to do. And they have a job to do, and they got to do it. And this is one of them get off my back games. Get off my back, man. Get off me, It'll shut a lot of people up by winning this game. And Cowboys kind of need that right now. They need to shut a lot of people up because they think that our number one offense can only do what they do against easy teams. And they gotta prove a lot of people wrong. And nothing's impossible. That's the main thing. Anything you're doing, nothing is impossible. You put your mind to it, you can do anything. Patriots are just another team. Yeah, they got 6 Super Bowls, one of the greatest coaches in history, arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks in history. But if they bleed, you can kill it. Arnold Schwarzenegger said that way back in the day. If they bleed, you can kill them. And they bleed, trust me. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else. Cowboys have to go into a mind frame of, hey, they're just another team, and we're going to whoop y'all's ass. That's just the bottom line. All to the ball in a bad mood. And they have to go in this game mistake-free and aggressive, very aggressive. But, guys, I want to thank y'all once again for joining us, man. It's late, and y'all stayed up with us, man, rocked it out with us. If y'all haven't subscribed to DCFN, please do. If you haven't subscribed to my Cowboys family, please do. Also, fifth quarter Cowboys wasn't able to make it. He's been working a lot of hours now, so one of the hardest working men. DCFN, my Cowboys family, they'll be live. I'll do my halftime, spiel tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll be in a good mood, but I'll do it anyway, if we're losing or not. DCFN, my Cowboys family, they'll be live the whole game. So make sure y'all tune in. But guys, once again, man, thank y'all for joining us, man. We out of here. Make sure you stay cowboyed up because you never know what the day is going to bring you. Holler back at us. We out. Peace.